Welcome back to Table Talk. Our next guest for today is here to discuss the big topic of the moment, the solar eclipse. Welcome, Bill Zechman.
Thank you so much, Karen. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I look forward to talking about this first in a lifetime event for most of us.
It's getting to be a very exciting time. All of the build-up and everyone's going out and hosting parties and all kinds of things. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and hotels and motels are booked. Airbnb. You know, if you've got a room to lease to a perfect stranger that you don't know anybody about, you can sign up and
make a little money.
They'll make a little money. They'll
That's
come
right.
visit with you. Yes, indeed.
So give us some background information about the eclipse. What are we going to see?
Okay, McMinnville, Tennessee is especially blessed, well positioned in the 2017 eclipse because the path of what's called the totality, that is where the total disk of the sun will be blotted out by the moon for about 2, maybe up to 2.5 minutes, depending upon where you are. That passes right over McMinnville. The path of the totality goes in a long arc over North America from Oregon down to South Carolina, and we are in that path. Nashville's in the path, but Kentucky and Tennessee especially, and that's why we see this influx of people from literally all over the world coming into our area. It will be an experience. Of course, I've never experienced it, and I dare say nobody watching BLTV has experienced it, but it creates an almost otherworldly atmosphere when in the middle of the day, and it'll be around 12 to 12:30 p.m. here, when the whole environment goes dark, and you'll start hearing birds that normally sing at night, and they'll start singing. Animals will start behaving very strangely. I'm wondering what the cows are going to do. They may start heading to the barn. I don't know, but it is those who have tried to describe it in poetic terms say that there's just no way to talk about it. And what we're going to get to see here in the path of the totality is what's called the corona. That's where the moon is right smack dab in the middle of the sun, and you will see the outer edges of the sun, and with the right kind of optical reinforcement, you can even see maybe solar flares. Wow. But that's really a remarkable event. But the world going dark in the middle of the day. And eclipses, solar eclipses, have had a very profound effect on the course of human history, from battles that were fought to transportation, and it really had. And in fact, there was a case of a during the Dark Ages when the Roman Catholic Church a lot of times was in a lot of chaos. There was even a plot to murder the Pope, and at that time, you know, jockeying for the position of Pope was a very popular thing, and the powerful families of Rome and Florence and Milan were always trying to outgun each other to elect their person, the Pope. And there was a conspiracy to assassinate the Pope. And the Pope got wind of it, so he didn't go outside his protected circle, but there was an occasion where he had to go out and celebrate a particular Mass, and the conspirators knew that, and they were all poised and ready to go and had their daggers, you know, their little stilettos on the ready. They didn't know the solar eclipse was coming. And all of a sudden, the place got very eerily dark, and you had these very strange colors like you have at twilight. They took it as a sign from God disapproving of their attack on the Pope. So they lost their nerve, and they all fled in terror because of the unexpected solar eclipse.
So it saved him, and
it saved him, yes.
Well, I did read that there was a lot of superstition and things across the world, you know, surrounding eclipses and things. Different cultures and things like that view it as signs from their gods and
that's right. But you know, one of the things that's I think we find remarkable is that it shows the power of science and the power of mathematics, because this eclipse had been predicted a very, very long time with a very high degree of accuracy. You know, we had to have the mathematics to land a man on the moon, and a lot of the math had to be invented. If you saw the movie, what was it? The figure.
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Excellent, excellent movie. But they were wrestling, trying to develop the mathematics to do that, and it's just amazing that we can predict these events with such great accuracy.
That kind of mind just amazes me. It takes
yeah.
special people to do that kind of thing. So we'll be able to see it here. Let's talk about the path, because I didn't realize until recently that you couldn't just be anywhere and see it. So it does make us very special.
It's the path of the totality is 70 miles wide from Oregon to South Carolina in a long sweeping arc. There are really two shadows. There's the inner shadow, the complete shadow, that's called the umbra, and then there's less of a shadow, kind of a darkening around the umbra, that's called the penumbra. And when we have a minute, we'll take a look at our little eclipse demonstrator over here and show you how that works.
Okay, well, let's talk about first safe viewing and what people can do to prepare for viewing it.
Okay, well, a lot of organizations, including our McMinnville Rotary Clubs, are doing what they can to promote public awareness of the dangers of viewing the eclipse in the wrong way. Of course, we know never to look at the sun directly, because the damage to your eyes can be permanent, most likely will be permanent, and you don't have the sensation of pain when your retina is being eaten away by the extremely powerful visible light, which is thousands of times more powerful than anything we normally encounter here in our day-to-day life. And there's also the ultraviolet and the infrared that can wreak havoc on your eyesight, and it takes just a split second. That's why if you're going to view the eclipse, this is not the way to do it, not with ordinary sunglasses. I like my sunglasses, but they're hardly adequate. What you need is something, these are paper optical eclipse viewers. You want to try that on?
Sure.
Okay. Now,
okay, I am totally in the dark now.
You can't see anything.
No,
okay.
No, not a thing.
These are designed to filter out practically all of the visible light, the UV and the infrared. And if these are properly made, if they're authentic, legitimate, certified, then they're safe for viewing the eclipse. The problem is there have been a lot of unscrupulous manufacturers that have come in the market and claim to have what's called ISO certified. There's a certain ISO code for this viewing glasses. They even print the ISO symbol on these glasses, but a lot of them are counterfeit. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that, number one, you're getting your solar viewers from a reputable dealer. And you can go to the American Astronomical Society.org. That's since the late 19th century, the largest society of professional and amateur astronomers in the United States. And they have a list of vendors and manufacturers that they've vetted, that they've actually looked at their ISO paperwork to make sure it's legitimate. You want to make sure that it's right, because you don't want to take a chance on fake solar viewers. They are out there by the hundreds of thousands. You want to check it out. Go to the American Astronomical Society.org. They've got a listing. I printed it out, forgot to bring it, but you want to check it out. Make sure your glasses are there.
So these do have, you purchase these, I believe, on Amazon.
Well, now some of these came from Amazon. I'm still trying to verify that they are legitimate.
And now they do have what they're looking for, I guess, is the ISO stamp.
Symbol. It's the ISO 12312-2 is the code for it. But the problem is, if somebody is so unscrupulous as to let you permanently damage your eyesight by using defective filters, then you know, they would have no compunction about counterfeiting the certification label.
Right.
So you just want to make sure this pair came from B&H Video in New York, a very reputable established dealer. They are listed on the AAS website. And I would trust B&H, any product they sell.
And this would be the Cadillac version, I guess, the yellow here.
Yeah, these are Lunt, made by the Lunt company, L-U-N-T, and these are solar binoculars, 6-power binoculars. And the thing to look for, and never use a telescope or binoculars to look at the sun unless they have the proper filters. And if your camera can see this, and it may not show up real well, but if you look into the objective lens, the front lens is totally opaque. And if you just put them up to your eyes and you look even out on a bright sunny street, you can't see anything. These are regular, unprotected binoculars. Good binoculars, but not for viewing the sun. And if you look at these, depending upon the orientation, you can actually see that glass is clear. So
that's only going to magnify the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it would just concentrate. It would concentrate the energy that could damage your eyes.
Well, we're going to get the lights here and show your model, this apparatus that you and your granddaughter built, and explain to us what we're looking at.
Okay, well this was the first grade science project for my granddaughter Bliss, who recently graduated from University of Tennessee. So this was a long time ago. I had to kind of knock some dust off of it. Ms. Mulliken was her first grade teacher, so she got to see this, but I will say that all the distance ratios are terribly wrong, because to make this, to get the ratios right, this thing would have to be so long it would be sticking out the door of your building here. But let's say this is the moon. Over here, this spotlight is, we'll let this represent the sun as the source of light. The globe, unfortunately, I can't adjust the axis of tilt. The Earth, as a lot of your viewers know, is tilted 23.5 degrees out of the what's called the solar plane, or the solar ecliptic, and that's constant. And that's what, when the Earth evolves around the sun, is giving us our different seasons. But here's what happens in a solar eclipse: the moon starts moving over the path through the path between the sun and the Earth. And right now, I could move the moon up a little bit and got over North America, but right now it's here in the sort of the South Pacific, coming up, well, right here, coming up on Africa, over here on Africa, and we could turn it a little bit more and got it over the Indian Ocean. But that's what's happening, and what you'll see in the progress of the eclipse is the moon gradually moving into and out of the sun's path.
So it's going to be, just like you demonstrated here, basically a darkening, almost like we would see at twilight, and then basically a total darkness, other than the small source of light that we'll still see from the moon.
And I mentioned the umbra, which is the central part, the totally dark part, and it's kind of hard to see in this little demonstrator, but then there's this lighter shadow, that's the penumbra. Most people in the United States will get to see some of the penumbra, but we're the fortunate ones that got the full umbra, what's called the totality.
Let's hope for good weather that day.
Yeah, let's hope for good weather, but even if it is cloudy and overcast, there's still daylight out there filtering through the clouds.
Very true.
But it's going to turn totally dark. It's going to be dark.
So let's wrap up here about what time of day we need to be watching for, when it's going to kind of start, and maybe some of the places around here where would be good places to view.
Okay, well, the Chamber of Commerce and Main Street McMinnville are teaming up with the city of McMinnville to have a big McMinnville blackout party in the downtown park, and I'm going to be there with WCPI, our public radio station. We're going to be broadcasting kind of a play-by-play, blow-by-blow description of the solar eclipse. Just this morning, our State Farm solar scope arrived at my office. We all got that set up so we can actually produce digital images that if you wish, at BLTV, you're welcome to take a video stream, and you can stream it live to your viewers and record it. But we're going to be there, and that's going to be the kind of the epicenter of the party.
And you're having a guest coming soon to Rotary, is that correct?
Right.
And we'll be taping that and airing that.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That will be the Thursday before the eclipse. The eclipse will be on Monday. This will be the chair of the Department of Astronomy and Astrophysics at Vanderbilt University. Needless to say, very experienced, very credible expert in astronomy, and you know the eclipse. And these people got really excited over this because they'll be doing detailed scientific experiments. This is the time for them to be doing great experiments. And so these scientists can't be with us on Monday, but he has graciously consented to be with us on Thursday.
Well, great. Thank you so much. This has been fascinating. We appreciate your efforts to educate us all on the safety of viewing the eclipse. Very exciting time.
My pleasure.
That's all for this week's show. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Karen Wilson, and I invite you to come back next week for more Table Talk.